Hey guys. I swear I'm going to change this shirt. You guys are going to see the shirt a lot in my upcoming videos because I've worn it the past 2 days. I promise it's just been 2 days. I wore it yesterday and I wore it today. I filmed a lot. Okay? I live streamed in it. I filmed something in it. I'm still wearing it today. I promise. I have other shirts. And I promise I'm going to take a shower tonight. It's going to be okay. I don't know. I feel like with all the girl world type of stuff, as a fat person, I have to really clarify that I shower, the damage that has been done in the photosphere. So I don't know if anybody will come. I'm thinking so. Maybe not. I don't know. You guys are weird. You guys are very I don't know if people are busy on Saturday or if people do things. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know if it's too late. I don't know. But I thought I would pop on and just talk a bit about things per usual. And I wanted to talk about this, just kind of rant a little bit about this, obsession with soy. Tonight, I Googled if soy was addictive because I was like, people are obsessed with soy, obsessed. And it's I was Googling online. I was trying to Google, is it addictive? Is there something to it? And I just see all these different articles, all these Reddit things, all this stuff defending soy, very, very, very hard. And I'm just I don't understand. Why is soy so protected? Hello, John. Why is soy so important? Is soy is there some kind of religious thing with soy? Why are people so obsessed with defending soy? Oh, that's funny, John. I just don't get it. And I'm trying to understand, and I want to write a post on my main channel and just be what is it about soy? Because I'm literally thinking it's addictive because of how much people are they'll die for it. I know. It's because literally all it is, John, is just, all I said is that it's estrogenic. It's not even the most estrogenic food. It just is. And they're just no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's dude, you guys are crazy. It is. Even I was looking at articles because I'm let me look at the other side, right? Because that's what I do. And even in the article, they're soy, it doesn't affect your thyroid. It's not estrogenic, but also it can affect your thyroid medication. And it can affect your thyroid levels too. And it's yeah, because it's estrogenic. What is your problem? Why can't you just say that it's estrogenic? It's not the biggest effect of estrogen, but it's estrogenic. That's why. They're if you consume a lot, it can really affect your thyroid medication and things like that. I'm yes, because it's estrogenic. But literally, I don't know, John. I mean, granted, it is the niche that I'm in where it's a health focus. So maybe there's just a lot of very health conscious people that have soy protein every day. I don't know, because I wonder if it's addictive. Because I haven't seen people defend soy this much since I talked about how I didn't like weed. and all of the libertarians were like really obsessed with weed, or like how weed user, they will defend weed and act like it's healthy or act like it's God or something. I mean, it's crazy. I haven't seen that level of defense since weed. And it's like, I just don't understand why people can't understand that moderation is a thing, that I don't know, that things can have huge effects if you compound it. I don't understand. It's such a crazy thing. I'm gonna go ahead and share it in the Discord. One second. Um, but how has Titanic been, John? If you're still here. Gosh, this shirt is not flattering from this angle. Gosh, like from up here, I look like way thinner. I love that. And then when I'm on this stream, you see like how frumpy I actually am, how duffified I am. Oh, Eric. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I'm just tripping out about that low key because I just don't understand. Because it does matter in terms of my like the activism, so to speak, or like what I'm trying to say, because it's relevant. Hello, Caleb. Because it's relevant to what I'm talking about. It's like when the same articles that I read, they'll contradict themselves and they'll say soy isn't estrogenic, but it will affect your thyroid medication. Like I see the cognitive dissonance literally within these articles. And it's just like, do you guys have any idea why people are so defensive over soy? Or why there is this rush to defend soy? Like I Googled, I can see many, many articles defending it. Like, and it's constantly people saying, why is soy demonized? Why this? Why that? And then they say, well, because of this, but that's not true. Yeah, it's not true. Yeah, it's racist to not like soy. Yeah, this and that and the other. I mean, just the dumbest things, honestly. And it's like the cult of soy. Like, I don't know. Is it because of the soy boy thing? But it's like, I don't know. Soy boy is kind of cheesy to me because, yeah, they're like, it's anti-Asian if you don't like soy. I mean, that's so stupid. That is so dumb. Literally. I'm like, are you trying to tell me that Asian people only eat soy? An Asian diet is 100% soy, you guys. Complete. Yeah. It's because it's vegetarian. I think that's why. Who's dead in the water, John? Oh, the Titanic movie. Yeah, so this is why I think it is. It says soy is high in protein, which makes it a popular meat and dairy substitute for vegetarians. I think it's a vegetarian thing. I think that's what it is. I think it's people who are vegetarian or people who promote vegetarianism or think vegetarianism is good. Because there's a lot of people like that too who are not vegetarian, but they're obsessed with the idea of vegetarianism. And I think that's why people defend it, because it's like it's religious. It's like a religious devotion to soy. It's just more than anything else. Because I said, I've talked about how beer is estrogenic, people don't say anything. Talk about how wine is estrogenic, people don't say anything. I talk about how, you know, only like vegans got upset when I talked about how grapes are kind of estrogenic, and strawberries and dates and things like that. Those are estrogenic. They're very high in estrogen. Which again, I'm not saying to never eat those, but I can say that and people don't care. But if you say soy, then like there's at least 5 people that will jump out to defend it. And it's really bizarre to me because I'm just like, I don't understand. And for me, it's not, I don't question. the validity of what I'm saying. I don't. I'm just gonna say that flat out. It's not about that. It's just I'm trying to understand the psychology behind why people are so obsessed with it and why people are so defensive because this mindset is very harmful to super morbidly obese people because if you tell somebody who's super morbidly obese, who's likely extremely hypothyroid, has very high estrogen levels in their body, and you defend soy to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't know anything about it, the amount of super fat people I see that have tofu every single day in their diet or eat tons of soy as a part of their attempts to lose weight, which I know is directly undermining their weight loss efforts. It's because it's so heavily promoted. And so I'm like, why is it so promoted? I don't have like a super impassioned stance on soy. I will just mention it as an example because it's such a commonly ingested thing, because it's in so many different foods. And that's why I talk about it. But I went on David's channel. David pretty much immediately defended soy. His audience defended soy. My audience defended soy. And it's just like, gosh, like I haven't gotten this much pushback since I said that being fat is a choice. So I think I found another one of the forbidden truths, one of the forbidden things that you're not allowed to say. You're not allowed to say that soy is estrogenic. I would never, oh, that's weird. I would never, I don't know. I wouldn't like police somebody's diet anyways, really, but it's like, are they worried about losing it? Pop-Tarts, I don't know if they're estrogenic. I mean, I don't think they would be any more so than any other wheat, but it's definitely a lot less. Um, because greens can be in a very indirect way, but it's very indirect and it's not the most, the biggest thing ever. But in terms of like the actual, um, the food itself, I don't think it is. I don't think it's, like, the most healthy thing. I don't think it has PUFA in it, though, unless that they changed it. Because I noticed a lot of products that used to have palm oil, they changed it, and now it's, like, palm kernel oil, which is a seed oil. So they're, like, changing seed oils. Like, they're adding seed oils into things right now. Because I have to watch what I eat at the grocery store because it seems like every couple years or every couple times or every time that I look, they change it. Like, I don't know if Gushers, like, I used to eat Gushers a lot. I don't know if Gushers were, um a soybean oil is in, okay, it's in the Pop-Tarts. I think it might be new. It could be. I don't know for sure because I haven't looked at it, but I know, like, they're adding seed oils to a lot of things. It's really weird. It's like as soon as people start talking about it, they're, like, lashing out and they're trying to add it into things. It's bizarre. It's really, really, really weird. Like, my mom has found seed oils in bacon. Yeah, palm oil is okay, and it's also heavily demonized. If you notice, if you Google "Is palm oil healthy?" you're gonna find 5,000,000 articles about how awful it is and how it's destroying the environment. But, of course, soy never destroys the environment. Soy never does anything wrong, right? We never destroy forests to grow soy. Soy is perfectly okay because soy is amazing and soy can never be questioned, apparently. Soy can never be thought about negatively at all. I mean, it's really weird. I like soy sauce too, or at least I used to, but I don't eat it. I don't eat soy anymore because I'm hypo and I'm trying to lose weight, and it's not good for me to eat it. And I like coconut aminos anyways. So, yeah, I just don't think that soy is necessary for me, I guess. I don't know. Um, but when I used to eat it, I don't remember like, I haven't eaten in a long time. You have to remember, I've been doing my thyroid thing for a long time. It's been, like, 3 years. So I haven't even had, like, chips or, like, conventional chocolate in, like, 3 years because I'm very strict. I think I had a little bit of soy one time or something, but it's super rare, okay? Like, super, super, super rare. And so I haven't, I don't know, I'm not addicted to it, I guess. I don't know. I literally wonder if it's addictive. But I think it's more so the vegetarian thing, because it has to be. There has to be some kind of agenda, like, with soy, like, there just has to. It's too powerful, or it's too much of a push for it. So, I don't know, I guess I just have to consider it. But do you guys have any theories as to why people want to defend soy so hard? Or why it's, like, so important that we eat as much soy as possible? 'Cause I'm really lost, I don't know if I'm just out of touch, if I've done my diet for too long and I don't remember certain things, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I've never craved soy. I've never had a soy craving. I've never been like, "I'm really wanting some soy." Like, I used to like the taste of edamame. Yes, it did go well, Caleb. I liked the taste of edamame, but it's not that I'll never have it again, you know? Just not now. Like, I don't drink either. Like, I'm not a hypocrite when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, I can understand the soy boy thing being hypocritical because a lot of people who use soy boy as an insult, they drink tons of beer, which beer is way more estrogenic than soy. So it is kind of funny, but I don't drink beer. I don't. I don't drink at all. And so as a part of a thyroid protocol, I also don't have soy. But yeah, it's like a major, I don't know, bomb, I guess. I don't know, landmine for me to step on. It's just weird. It's very, very bizarre. But I'm going to try to. Oh my God. Somebody asked the same question, but they asked it this way. They said, "Why do liberals love soy?" That is so funny. Um, and there's no answer. I clicked on it and there's no answer. But in the bottom, like underneath it, there's 5 million. Why do so many people dislike soy products? Um, is too much soy bad for you? And then they're all like, no, it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, literally, there's like all these articles underneath it that are like, soy is amazing. It's like, I don't know. It's just weird. And then why is the alt-right so obsessed with soy? And they're like, oh my gosh, soy boys, blah, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't matter. Soy is amazing. Like, it's just weird. It must just be like a hyper politicized food or something. It's weird. Why are people now saying you shouldn't eat soy? Why this? Why that? I mean, that's literally what it is. So weird. Um, yeah, the interview went great. I don't know if you could see it. It's on a community post on my main channel. I think it went well. I mean, I was happy with it. I haven't watched the whole thing just because, like, I don't know, I get nervous sometimes because it's not on my channel. So if I hated it for some reason, I can't take it down. So it's like I don't want to hear anything that scars me for life, or like I just think sometimes you question what you said, or you have like these certain moments. But I think what I said needed to be said, so it's fine, and I'm not worried about it, and I'm really glad we did it. But of the parts I've listened to it, I like it, and I loved being on his channel and everything, so I'm gonna continue to because it was fun. Obvi, very fun. I liked being live on his channel. It was fun. He's fun to talk to because he's funny. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a trip. Um, Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, literally. I let me tell you guys, I'm looking at this page, which it's the question, why do liberals love soy? There's no answers. And underneath, I'll tell you how many articles underneath it are defending soy. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12. That's so funny. Gosh, what a trip. 11. Yeah, it just goes on and on forever. I feel like there's just so much. It's just constant. It's just so much. So much defense. Because somebody commented on my channel and they said, oh, what you were talking about with the guy that grew boobs or whatever. He said, or they said, just an FYI, the anecdotal example. So again, anecdotal. So they're asserting that it's one person that has an issue with soy. Nobody else ever has issues. I personally have had issues with soy. It has made me sick. I felt sick when I was eating it. I know why now. It's because I was so hypo. So of course, it's going to have an effect, but it would make me anxious when I ate it. It made my estrogen go up. I had those estrogenic feelings, anxiety. It made me feel nauseous or sick a little bit. I thought I was allergic to it because I would have a reaction whenever I'd have it. I don't really have a reaction anymore in the little bit that I've had, tiny, tiny amounts here or there. But I really don't have it very often. But as I've gotten less hypo, I'm less affected by certain things. As you guys know, I have a huge gluten issue, and I accidentally got laced with gluten in November of 2022, and I didn't have a reaction. I just felt a little bit estrogeny or a little weird after, where I got like a migraine, a slight migraine, but I didn't have a full blown. I used to get like a full blown body reaction from having gluten or from having too much bread. I could have like a tiny bit, but if I had a substantial amount, then I would get like all my joints would be sore. I'd be sick for like 3 days based on having it. So it caused like a huge inflammatory reaction, but that didn't happen in November of 22. The weird thing is I was laced with gluten in February of 22 and I had a full blown reaction. My throat started swelling. I had to get Benadryl and stuff. So, they also love soy milk and almond milk. It's irritating when customers ask for alternative milks, trying to be fake healthy. That's funny. I mean, I get it if somebody is like allergic to dairy or something. Um, but other than that, I'm like, you know, I don't know. It's just weird. Celtic says, Caleb, you mean healthy, trendy? Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so he's like, just for FYI, or they are just like, just for FYI, the anecdotal example of man growing breasts from soy milk consumption was proven false by the representative of that celebrity. If we're talking about Jeremy Piven, I don't know if that's who I was talking about in particular. And then they said, sucks that that celebrity even put that misinformation out in the first place. And so I responded to that and I said, the reality is soy is estrogenic. The relentless defense of it is troubling and very confusing to me. Even you felt the need to make this comment. It is probably one of the most overrated foods ever. Truly incredible to me. I mean, honestly, I don't understand it. I feel like I'm going to have to explore this further just because it is a barrier. That's something that people need to know. Like, hey, if you're freaking huge, you probably shouldn't be having soy. It's not going to help you. It's probably going to make things worse. It's going to make you more depressed. You're going to be more anxious. You're going to be more hungry. You're going to be more tired. You're going to have all these problems if you eat it, especially in excess, you know? But I don't know. They act as if I'm like, we should outlaw soy for all. And I mean, I'm not saying that. I've never said that, you know? I don't think it's always bad to have estrogen in a food. Like if your body can handle it and you're not having like 5 million pounds a day, it's not gonna you won't even feel an effect. But yeah, it's just weird. It's so weird to me. Some of these dogmas are just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like I see the same thing too. Like I remember in like some of the keto circles or whatever, or paleo or carnivore circles, people have talked about juice and juice being healthy. And they're like, they go nuts over it. And they're just like, oh my gosh, it's so awful. And then like my blood sugar is so bad and blah, blah, blah. And like, it's just terrible. And juice is horrible. And it's just like, it's not horrible. Like, but that's one of those dogmatic things. Because even when I was talking to David about orange juice, he was totally freaked, just a totally typical response. But it's like, yeah, juice is a great thing for a very fat person. It's probably one of the best things to have, honestly. But people don't know that, which is fine. I get people not knowing that, but it's like, I don't know. It has nutrition in it, it has energy. Like there's a lot of positive things in juice, but people are really like, oh my gosh, and it's like maybe it's not great for a thin person. I don't know. I haven't been thin in forever, but it's like things are different. They feel different. So I don't know. It's just stuff like that I have to, it's really just I have to be wary of it because I guess I have to understand that if I talk about soy, it's like a really sensitive issue or like it's very, um, I don't know, it's really, really, really weird to me. I feel like people aren't defending seed oils as much, which I think is good. That's like a sign that things are kind of improving. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Even you guys have no idea. You have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I don't know either. So I guess maybe I should ask people like, but I'll probably ask another day. But I'm like, I almost want to make like a post and be like, what is it about soy? Like, why is soy so defended? Or why do people love soy so much? I don't understand it. Um, I don't know. Like, because when you think about like alcohol or something, it's like, I get why people would defend that because they're addicted. It's addictive. So I don't know. It's just confusing as hell. So it's a trip. Oh gosh. I mean, the thing is I don't think I'd have to, but because you already know it's not healthy. You're not convinced that nicotine is the healthiest thing in the world. Like, I don't know. It's just about understanding risks and stuff and understanding your body circumstances when you should have something like it's just consider it. I don't know. It's so bizarre. It's really crazy. Um But I think there are some aspects too where people are extremely attached to calories in, calories out. Like there are some people where that is like the holiest grail of all, which it's like it does matter. Like it's definitely a part of weight loss, but it's not the only thing about it. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but not drastically more complicated, but a little bit, you know. Um But I just think in terms of diet and stuff, like, um there's so much black and white thinking in terms of it, and there's so much, like, it's 100% this way or it's 100% that way, and I think that's a huge issue within this. Does that make sense? It's, like, a huge issue within talking about these things. So, it's something that really needs to change for sure. Um, anyways, how are you guys doing in general? Um, it was funny. I was chatting with Lisa a little bit today, and she's like, "How are you?" And I was like, "I'm okay. I'm just like, I'm not doing the best, like, but I'm not doing the worst. Like, I'm very much the same." And it's just weird how I feel like with the Jupiter in Taurus, it's like it doesn't matter. You can just like work really hard and try to improve something, and it just still stays the same. So it's like my health has improved dramatically since January. But now my finances, my work, everything like that has totally deteriorated. So it's like if something improves, it's like something else has to get worse. It's really weird. And that's kind of what's happening. Um, it's just a weird thing. It's almost over, but it's frustrating as hell. But yeah, I just had to tell her, I'm like, it's honestly a lateral move. Cause I wish I could get on here and be like, oh my God, you guys are doing so amazing, blah, blah. But it's like, I'm not. Like, I'm really not, but I'm not doing badly either. And it's weird because it's not that weird, but when I don't it's just so different to not be complaining about health as much because I'm so used to that, and so it's just weird for my health to not be the biggest problem, if that makes any sense. It's weird for my health to be, like, a secondary issue or, like, "Yeah, I have to work on this, but there's this huge thing that I have to deal with that's not my health," and it's bizarre, and I'm just like, I'm getting so frustrated with being single, like, I hate it, like, I wake up and I'm starting to really hate it, which is really scarring, but I told myself today, I was like, "You're not gonna focus on that until you transition to YouTube completely." So, I think at this time, I really just have to focus on that because, um, I'm just not on a sustainable path right now, and it's really freaky, financially, it's, like, very financially scary. I don't like this time that much because it really is similar to 2022. It's so similar. And even astrologically, it's kind of similar because there's so much Pisces for such a long time that it's kind of bringing us back to that time. Like even the inflation numbers went up, which was really weird, similar to 2022. And it's like, that was like not a great year for me. Like it was a very hard year. And so I don't like being pulled back to that because like for me 2022 it was so much financial struggle and like being really frustrated and angry and these kinds of feelings and these kinds of things and I feel that way. I spent a lot of 2022 in distress about my relationship at the time and now I feel in distress about being single. It's like it's just weird. It's so similar for me at least. It's very very similar. And I know it will pass, like, I think April's the last month, and then we go into May, and then it starts to shift drastically, and then it's not gonna feel like this anymore, especially by the end of May, but it's just, like, really fugly, I don't know. Like, I don't like feeling financially distressed or worried or scared. I don't like the inflation going up, I don't like yes, Caleb, I'm trying to change to YouTube. I don't know if you've been around, Caleb, but I'm trying to make the jump. I'm trying to transition completely. So I have to like do it, but it's difficult. And as the title of the stream says, I'm having a hard time adjusting. And like with more YouTube comes more activism, and that comes with more questions. And, so I'm just like, what is the soy thing? It's like I'm trying to understand because I'm trying to do better on my other channel. And so, because I'm trying to do the work, so to speak, because I'm trying to transition and I want to do well and do it, and it's going to take some time, but I think I can do it. No, I'm not going to do that, Caleb, because I can't do 3. There's just no way in hell. Um, so no, I'm not. I considered it, but I'd have to make a choice. So if I were to get a normal job, I probably would have to quit YouTube completely, honestly, at least for a long time. So I'd have to quit it for it probably would be months because I'd have to do, when you're trying to transition, you have to do 2 jobs at the same time. And there's no way I could do 3. There's just no way in hell. So if I were to start a job, I wouldn't get fully paid for probably up to 2 months. And so I'd have to do both jobs for at least 2 months. And during that time, I would not be able to do YouTube at all, basically. So I'd have to completely cut it out, not to mention it would be very stressful. I don't know if I could do my diet as well, or I would struggle because my sleep is really, I'm having issues with my sleep again, where I'm staying up late. And so it's like, if I were to get a more structured job, I'd have to just like completely devote myself to that. Like it's not conducive. So I had to make a decision and be like, am I going to transition to YouTube or am I going to quit? Basically, because my current job it's no longer viable, or it's not going to be, like, it's dying. And so I decided to take the crazy road, as you know, but I talked about that in my previous streams. So that's why I made my decision, because I had nothing to lose, which you were there in those streams. So you were there. But yeah, I haven't because of that, because it's just the biggest thing with YouTube is keeping momentum, and I have to keep my credit. So like if I said I'm doing it full time, I have to stick to it, because if I quit, then people won't trust me the next time I say I'm doing it. So it was a big commitment for me to say that, because if you stop, then people don't trust you. It's really important on YouTube for that kind of thing. Okay, no problem, John. So that kind of stuff is tough, and I was trying to transition to YouTube in 2022 as well. So it is a weird repeat of that time. And I was very poor and struggling with work and up all night. And it's like, gosh, this is really similar. This is a very weird feeling to 2022. It's like weirdly similar. But I think back then, like, I was shut down by a couple of things. Like, I didn't have a focus, which is major. And I also, like, I wasn't well enough. I was still pretty ill. And especially when I started counting calories, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do all 3 at that time because it was really difficult when I started counting calories. And I really, like, it affected me a lot mentally, because I realized that when I started counting calories, it really took me back to the beginning of my thyroid journey. Like, it was a huge hit to my thyroid to start a deficit. It was huge. Doesn't mean it wasn't worth it, but it definitely was tough, So it's like I almost had to I basically had to do my thyroid recovery twice, because it kind of took me very far back to start that. But it's weird because now I'm in the deficit, but I'm at a similar level of hypo as I was to 2022 when I wasn't in a deficit. So it's like I've kind of looped back around And now I'm like just as good in a deficit as I used to be out of a deficit. And that's the magic of weight loss within hypo. Like it's very important to lose the weight because you ultimately can get out over time. So it's easier in a way, but it's also like similar. Like I feel similarly. And in some ways it's not great. And I have like burn off symptoms and stuff. And my sleep is weird. My hormones are kind of weird, and I'm having a hard time adjusting to the gym and that kind of thing. Like it's been difficult. I've stagnated weight loss wise, but I still feel burn off. It's very weird. So it's just a super weird time in my journey physically. It's not that hard though. Like if I were to compare it to like a year ago, it was so much harder a year ago. Like it was horrible a year ago. Like it was so difficult a year ago. I really couldn't post and I couldn't function that well, even in my life, because like the deficit and the gym and everything and doing it much earlier in the year than I did in 2022, it was so difficult. I was like, it was horrible. Um, and then I was like, I had a horrible, like, I just had horrible mental health effects going to the gym and doing the deficit. I had horrible, like, I was fighting with people a lot. Like, I got dumped. I had like some traumatic events happen. Like, that was definitely one of the hardest months I've ever had on this journey. Um, but yeah, this is not like that. It's not at all, which is a huge blessing. It's just difficult financially, which is different. It's a different struggle. It's a different thing. And you know, it's not as scary, if that makes sense. Like, it's a lot harder to deal with the health stuff, kind of. Like, the financial stuff, like, you can get through eventually. It is really challenging. As you guys know, the economy is really not it whatsoever, especially for poor people. It's very hard. Um, and so it's been awful, honestly, but it's been horrible for years, and I'm kind of used to it. So for me, it's like, okay, I can handle this. I'm stronger now. I have to do both. I never wanted to do both, and that's why I never transitioned. But I definitely think I can do this if I fully do both, which I can do now because I'm healthy enough. So that's kind of what it is. It's like you have to like, I'm healthier so I can, but it still sucks. I still don't like it. I'm still having a difficult time, you know? It's stressful and you don't get the benefit or the money from YouTube for like another month. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. So it takes a while. It'll take a while for things to change financially. But I think if I push really hard, then I should be good, hopefully by the summer. I think the summer I can, if not completely transition, then make huge progress and be, you know, leaning a lot more on YouTube, a lot less on my other job. And that's the other thing too, is the job I have, it's very adjustable. And that's another huge value to that job. Like I can always do more of it or less of it. You can't do that with a traditional job. So it's a really weird, fugly situation, but it is a good situation for actually pursuing this because I'm in a weird zone anyways. So it's like if my situation is weird regardless, then I can do the weird thing and actually pursue it, if that makes any sense. I've officially asked for part-time because full-time is killing me. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I yeah, I don't know what to say. Um, I don't know what to say. All I can say is for a long time, I was not healthy enough, um, to do like a lot of work or a lot of hours. And now I can do more. So I work a lot now because I do that job and then I do YouTube. So it's a lot. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's fun. I really do love YouTube. I think that's the thing too, is like I honestly love it. So I'm just like, okay, then just do it. It's growing, it's doing well, like people are responding. It is a thing. Um, and I'm just trying to work on, you know, messaging and that kind of stuff and figuring out that, just figuring things out. That's what I'm working on. But it's like I really do have a passion for it and I love it. So I'm gonna just keep going. But I think I can do it. I think I'll still be very broke in the summer, but I think if I can be broke living off of YouTube rather than broke with this other job, then I think I'll be in a much better position, if that makes sense. Oh, Caleb. I just remember when I did my call center job, it was horrible. I remember like in January of 2020, I literally I almost said I did OnlyFans. Oh my God, I did not. I did overtime and I did like 12-hour days. It was horrible. I didn't do that for like a really long time. I only did it for a month, but it was awful. Like truly awful. And the money was good. It was pretty decent, but that's the hard thing too, is like I said, I mean, if I had something to lose, I don't think I would pursue it full time. I don't think I'd pursue YouTube full time. So it's like I'm in this weird position where I can, you know, in a relatively shitty economy where it doesn't really matter what you do, you're not going to do well anyways. So it's like I'm not losing that much. Because if you don't have a good job or if you don't have an ability to make a lot of money in this economy, you're very unlikely to get that ability. There's not there's hardly any social mobility in this economy. It's like if you're broke, you're probably going to stay broke, you know? It's that kind of thing. So for me, it's like being broke with this or being broke with YouTube, I feel like I can do it. It's like I can handle it either way. I've dealt with it for so many years now. Um, But yeah, so that's what we're doing. I agree with you there, Caleb. It depends on the person for sure. It's tough. It's very, very tough. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it's up to you, Caleb, for sure. And I think if you're in a position where you don't have to, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're in that position, I think that that's totally gooch. Because I agree too. Like it's a delicate balance. Um, And again, I'm not, like, completely well, like, it is weird that I don't sleep until, like, 5 in the morning, and I can't sleep earlier. It's like, that's really fugly. My sleep is not great. Um, my attraction or libido or whatever is weird, like, it's a lot less, and I'm very, like, irritable and, all these things. It's like I'm kinda estrogen-y a little bit. That's probably how I could describe it. I think because it's getting warmer here, the days are getting longer, and it's like the burn off is starting to occur. So it's like it's speeding up pretty fast. So I'm hoping that in the summer I'll like break through and be okay. Or like I'll actually start to just like get over the burn off effect. But I don't know. I really don't. But it's bad. Like it's really surging right now. So I'm trying to like just stay focused on like who I really am or what I really think or what I really this because that kind of illness side of my brain is trying to come back up. And so it's weird. It's really a weird feeling, but it is so much weaker than like last year or in previous years. But it is weird. It's like this final battle or something. It's just bizarre. It sounds so dramatic to say it that way. That that's how it feels. But that's why I'm staying up late and stuff. It's like my hormones are trash. in that sense. Like they're trash through burn off. But other than that, like I'm pretty good. Like my breathing is better. I do have some issues sometimes, but it's really not that bad. The heat is really helping. I think my swelling's doing better. I'm building muscle in the gym for sure. I'm pretty well off health-wise. Like it really is happening. I'm not anywhere near as serotonin as I used to be. I'm not as restless. All these different things have improved, but kind of that insomnia and irritability and certain things have gotten worse. So it's like it's more manageable, but yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely better. Definitely. And that does feel good to say. It's still challenging, but it is better, honestly. So that's why I don't talk about it as much. It's probably why I don't go live on here as much because I don't have as much to complain about, which is weird. But it's been a trip to do both. Like doing YouTube full time, I think I've done it 2 weeks now. I think all the days are blending together. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. So I've been done it for 2 weeks and I'm kind of getting used to it. And yeah, it's like I already have stuff planned for Monday, and I'm starting to get more in a flow, and I get a lot of ideas now. Whereas I feel like when I did it part time, I couldn't think of things as much. It's like it wasn't my focus, but it's scary. It's just scary, you know. It's scary to take a leap like that. You know what I mean? So, but I'm doing it. So I'm gonna take the leap. It is freaky though. I'm not gonna lie. It's tough. But yeah, I'm just glad that my biggest thing is not my health. It's not like, oh, I'm dying, or oh, this, or oh, that, or oh, I'm really ill, or oh, I'm sick, or whatever. You could, Caleb, you could tell some more stories. That's funny. But how have you been, Caleb, in general? You're just exhausted from the job? How many hours are they having you work? Was it just a typical 8 hours or was it longer? Or was it a little less? Because I know waiting, being a waiter is very physically demanding. So even if it was like 6 hours, it's exhausting. But how long were they having you work? So I'm curious about that. I think I need to weigh myself tomorrow, but I might. I feel like the plateau might be coming to a close. Like it might be ending. So I'm gonna have to see. But that would be great. Because I'm getting to a point where I haven't been 9 hours. Yeah, that's tough. That's hard. Oh, Caleb, that's very hard. That's really hard. Yeah. Ooh, man. I'm sure the money is good, but it is tough. That's a lot. And if you have to do anything outside of your job, that's really hard. It's like super hard. But it is weird to do like the job and then have to do the other job and do kind of both at once to kind of get out of this financial gridlock. Because the thing is, like, YouTube isn't a dead end, whereas my other job is a dead end. So it's kind of like transitioning from a dead end to a not dead end. And I think seeing that it's giving me something to fight for or like hope, or it's like energizing to see that goal and to see and like try to compete with myself and be like, okay, I want to make this much more this month, or I want to get this much more views or this much more subscribers. It's like you kind of compete with yourself on YouTube in a way. And it's like I don't have that in my other job as much. And so that actually is very motivating to me. But I have to, not be psycho about it or anything. But it's like fun for me. I don't know how to describe it. It is fun. But I think I just love YouTube. I honestly do. So I just love it. I've never been back to the gym since I started there. So I need to do part-time because I'm so exhausted. Yeah, I totally get that. It's major. It's a major thing. Because that's hard. It's not that difficult to have a full-time job, but it's really hard to do anything outside of a full-time job. That's what's hard. And that's kind of what I've been doing the past couple weeks. And it's like, whoa, this is kind of tough. But I'm just like, I can't believe I can do it kind of thing. So I don't know. Some of that 2022 energy, it's not too bad because I had that kind of grit in 2022 where I could just like go, go, go and like do stuff every single day or like fight every single day. And so I have some of that grit that I had. And I feel that way where it's like I can do both. And like I'm coordinating with other people and I'm doing that. Like I had to coordinate with Eric because I filmed with him. Spoiler alert for you guys. But I filmed with him, so I had to time it with his schedule. I did the David thing. I did I'm thinking about other collabs I want to do. So it's like I'm trying to just kind of continue to work at it and grow it and keep going because I don't want this to be a super long process. And I don't know, like maybe I'm delusional, but maybe this is my time. Maybe this is the moment that I can do this. It's a weird feeling. It's really weird. Um, but I was crying about it last night, which I know is really weird. I never cry about like financial or like work stuff ever. Like I don't think about that kind of stuff. And I literally was like crying last night because I was just like, this might be my chance. Like, this might be my moment. And that was a really weird feeling to just be like, maybe, just maybe, I can actually do this for once in my life. Because I always was self sabotage. I would like self sabotage earlier in my life. And then it's like the financial or social pressures never lined up the way that they have at this moment, where it's like it feels like everything's pushing me in this direction. And if I choose to do it, I can. It's a very weird feeling. And like I said, I understand I could be delusional, which is kind of scary. But I never wanted to take the leap and I never wanted to take a risk. And it's like, I have to take a risk. I just have to because I love it. And I think that this issue is important and I love it. I really do. Yesterday was a massive mess. Oh man, what a terrible Saturday. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it was. It was bad for my job too. Um, my work has really slowed down very badly. We had a table booking for 20 people and ended up having no cutlery, plates, and cups for the other tables. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oof. Yeah, I did not miss restaurant work. It's very fast paced. It's difficult, but you can learn how to handle stress. And that's like a very valuable thing in a restaurant. Because I didn't work at a restaurant like that. But I worked at a fast food place and it could be very stressful because you have rushes and stuff. And it was stressful. So, yeah, we just got to, I don't know. To me, I'm like, I feel like I finally have something worth talking about, or like I know what I'm doing kind of thing, or like I care about this so much. And it is kind of exciting that I might be breaking through the plateau low key, because if I do, it's like then I start getting to the 280s, and I've never been there. I never got there before. Or I'll get to, and beyond that. And it's like, oh my God, this is like stuff I've never done, you know? And I feel the death ending. I feel that phase finally ending, finally. And so it's like, if I can just transition, I'm going to start dating after. So I'm just going to pour my effort into this transition. And as soon as I'm done transitioning, then I'm going to start looking for somebody at that point. And because I don't want to be single anymore, I hate it. I'm hating it. And I think I'm going to be out of the duff. And so out of the duff, I go. And once I've lost and get towards small fat, then I can probably get a boyfriend again. You re-enter the boyfriend zone or the girlfriend zone. And I see that it's ending because I was filming with Eric and I could see my face in the camera and stuff. And I was like, my face looks better. I look better. It's starting to change. And it's like, God damn, what a hard earned thing. Like, fuck, this was hard. Like, being mid fat is horrible. Like, I don't know. It's so horrible. Yeah, I think so, Caleb. That's a good point. I know it's tough. It's a hard time to date in general, but I just hate being single. I hate it. And I'm not going to pretend that I love it because I don't. Like, I've done it. I've done it. I've done it well. I've suffered. I've done the reflecting. I've done all the things, but it's like I want to move forward and I just can't stand it anymore, you know? But I think my opportunity is starting to open up, but it's like I just can't right now because I have to do both. So if I have to do my other job and YouTube at the same time, I really just don't have any other time. And to make this transition happen, I cannot be distracted. I have to be totally focused on work. And so that's difficult because I also am keeping up my health thing too. It's like I still go to the gym. I still count calories. I've still done it the whole time. I've been a little bit looser on calories sometimes because I'm hungrier from going to the gym, but that's starting to improve where I'm starting to be able to be stricter again because it's getting warmer and it's like thyroid is stimulated, hormones are stimulated, hunger goes down. It's easier. But then I don't sleep that much because then I start having burn off. So it's like, ooh. Like I feel kind of serotonin-y. I haven't been messaging you back because I had a while where I wasn't serotonin-y for like a few weeks. And when I started going to the gym, I stopped having the restlessness. So I didn't complain to bot anymore. So that was why I bought, because I was fine. And then recently it's starting again. I'm getting serotonin again. I know I feel it tonight a little bit, but it's very minor. But I do feel it. So I haven't been getting the red cheeks as much. But I think with the thyroid stimulation of the heat, like it was hot today. It was like in the 80s here. And I was sitting outside and I was pouring sweat. And I literally like I think it was like 80. And I was pouring sweat, like very, very, very hot. And I was talking to Eric on the phone and I was like, oh my God, Eric, I'm not that hypo anymore. Like this summer, I'm going to be so hot. I'm literally going to be like pouring sweat every day and like dying because the past few summers, I've been so hypo that I run cold or it's like easier for me to tolerate heat. And so I feel like I'm going to totally be burning up this summer, and this summer is gonna be probably I'm hoping that this, like, final hormonal storm is the spring, and I hope in the summer I'm, like, thriving, but I don't know. It could be, like, a really rough, like, hormonal storm in the summer, and I'm worried about just, like, being really angry or really bitchy or, like, extremely irritable. Like, I'm more worried about that than being, like, super anxious and introverted and quiet like last summer. So I'm just like, I don't wanna be, like, totally unhinged this summer and just, like, piss everyone off and, like, do that kinda thing because I'm in, like, a hormonal storm, but I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. I think it's more likely to happen this spring because I kind of feel it, but hopefully I'll be okay. Because that's more so what I worry about. It's just, like, I don't wanna act crazy, because sometimes you feel kinda crazy. But I'm glad that my thyroid's kicking up a notch and I can feel the burning because it means I'm gonna start losing again. So, as long as I don't lose as much weight, then I don't get red cheeks and I'm fine. But as soon as I start burning more, then it happens because I feel it. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think it's a lot. It's not that pronounced. But this doesn't show. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. You can. Oh, you can't. Okay. It's very light. It's probably, like, under here, but it's, like, right here. But maybe you can see it without the glasses on. I think it's just on this side. Yeah. It's not bad. It's, like, a little bit, but I can feel the warmth. And then when Amberlin was in my stream, I got a little bit serotonin-y, and I got a little nervous, like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Ooh," because the serotonin, when it's really having its moment, I get anxious. Like, it can make me anxious. But I handled it really well and I was fine because it's not like it was a year ago. Like, a year ago, it was so much worse. Like, I probably would've just had, like, a breakdown from it. Yes, I think so. I didn't verify the account. She's not a fat activist, but she's a YouTuber. She's a YouTuber that happens to be fat. She super chatted me, and she was kinda challenging me and just saying I didn't know what I was talking about and stuff, but she wasn't, like, super rude or anything, but she was just like, "I know better than you" kinda attitude. But it's fine, like, I can handle it, but I was a little bit like, "Oh my gosh," but I was okay, but I got a little serotonin-y, like, it kinda triggered me a little bit, and I was like, could feel the cheeks. It was like, "Oh gosh." 'Cause, like, last year when I would get serotonin like that, I would, like, literally, like, in the summer, I started shaking, and, like, I would get so anxious, I'd get this panic when it was really bad. Like, if I'd get triggered, would start to, like and it was from the weight loss and stuff. It was horrible. Telling you guys, just don't gain weight. Just don't. That was horrible. But it was so bad I couldn't talk about it, because I would get such panic attacks because of it. But then this year I don't. I don't even get shaky or anything. I'm fine. I just get like kind of anxious or a little nervous, kind of thing. But I can handle it. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy how much better I am. Like, there were some moments today where I was walking and I was just like, I can walk so much better. Like, I feel so much better, like, and that's good. So, I'm counting the blessings, we gotta count the blessings. So, I'm really happy about that. I am a lot better. So, it's like it's getting so much easier to, like, walk around and do things and those kind of things. It's like, okay, that's amazing. So, I think it's good because, um I think it's soap on your right No, this is my headphones. Headphone case. But yeah, that's why I wasn't bugging you, Bot, because I was okay. Now, I have been getting insomniatic. That has been happening, but I told you guys that anyway, so it's kind of going into another Midnights era, you know? So I was becoming more like late nights, nights getting later and later. Well, that's good, Bot. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I kind of noticed. But yeah, I've been going to bed very late and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's scarring. I hope I don't I don't know. It's tough because it is bad, like for my finances, like it's bad to go to bed that late because it's harder to work. But it's like I have to just in some ways, I'm incentivized because when I'm up at night, then I can do the videos for YouTube and stuff, and then I can go to the gym at night. So it makes it easier to do those things. So I'm just kind of using the phase I'm in. But I do remember like the last time I went to the gym, I messaged Bot and I was like, yeah, I've been super busy. I'm at the gym now. And it was like 2 in the morning. And she was like, oh my God. She's like, I'm going to bed. And you're like at the gym. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's the hustle. Hustle. I'm just kidding. Hustle culture. No, it's hard. It's hard to balance the three things because I'm doing job, YouTube, health, right? So I have to do all three. So that's tough. So I would love to just do YouTube and health. That would be a lot easier. And then I could probably do YouTube, health, and dating because I can't do job, YouTube, health, and dating. It's not possible. So I'm just like, I'm fucked. Like, I'm not able to. Yeah. It's very 2022, Sam. It's super 2022. Very 2022 vibes. I really feel it. I feel that recall. Oh my gosh, the aliens. What? What you talking about? I agree, Sam. It's a blast. But I can't do the dating is all I'm saying. So I had to delete I went back on the apps like the last 2 days because I woke up like so sick of being single like 2 days in a row where I was just like, I'm sick of this. Like I don't want to be anymore. Like literally, like when you wake up and you feel that, that's such a weird thing to feel. But literally, like twice, 2 days in a row, I woke up. I fucking hate being single, or I hate this. I'm over this. Like, and so then it's like I made a profile and everything, and then I deleted it. And then I did it again today. And I'm just like, dang, and then I deleted it again because it's like, no, like your work is the only thing that matters right now. Like you have to do the work and the health. That's it. That's the major focus. Like you have to focus on those two things. And that's it. Okay, nice, Caleb. We would still get tired though, so it probably wouldn't matter if the days were longer. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Oh, nice. Did the menus raise the prices? Scarring. So scarring. Yeah, so it's been a lot, but I don't know, you guys. It's a struggle. It's definitely tough. How much did the prices raise? Like by what average? I'm curious. Are you guys having inflation too? Or like is your inflation going up too? 'cause it is here. I try not to think about politics right now because it really makes me angry, and I'm just like, I have to use my anger effectively. 5 to 10% increase, okay, across the board. Okay. Whew. Ooh. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm getting more news about the economy. Because I've been asking Eric to keep his eyes peeled because I want him to let me know because we've been waiting to see when his job, like when customers are going to stop coming. And it's still doing relatively well, or it's busy still. But he just told me that one of his coworkers quit in January and he can't find a job. So I'm like, oof. Like I keep seeing that. It's like over and over again, like, oh, I lost my job. Oh, I got laid off. Oh, this, oh, that. And then, like I told you guys, my current job, it's becoming unviable. And it's like, okay, I'm seeing the booming economy in action,. I have other friends that can't get a job. It's scary. It really is. I'm just like, oh my God. So it's a very scary time in that sense. And then the inflation numbers went up again, and I'm just like, oh my fucking God. It's still getting worse. So I'm just like, I'm trying not to be like, but it's hard because as you guys know, like I'm irritable. I'm in this weird state, right? Physically. And I'm just like, I don't know, it's hard. Like I feel like I have to let go and let God kind of thing. That's how I feel. But it's scary. Like that kind of stuff it's kind of scary to hear. But I know like astrologically, there's probably a shift economically coming really soon, if not right now, basically. And I just don't know, you guys. It's a complete menu redesign, including design price increases and adding extra items. Okay. But yeah, that just makes me wonder because when you say that, Caleb, I'm like, gosh, are you guys having inflation, like more inflation too? Um, yeah, it's tough, you guys. But I'm trying to remain calm. I'm pretty serotonin tonight. This is probably a night where I would message Bot and be like, Bot, I have red cheeks. I just don't like it because I feel so like I get so anxious, you know what I mean? That's like what I don't like about it. But I can handle anxiety more than like um I can handle anxiety more than gosh, I can't think. Oh, than depression. So I'm not depressed. That's the worst. That's the worst emotion in weight loss. Even with the new prices, we're still cheap compared to other restaurants. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I haven't been paying attention to food prices as much, like at the grocery store and stuff. But I try not to look at stuff. I try to just not, I'm trying not to think about it because otherwise I'm gonna go nuts. Like when we were in 2022, like I just went so insane. Like I went ballistic over the inflation. Like it hit me in a way that was so just like psychologically terrorizing or so terrifying to me. And so I'm trying to just like go, just live through it without freaking out this time, or just trying not to think about it and trying to just be like, okay, okay, Like, gonna survive, like, I'm gonna, um, I'm gonna keep doing this and doing that, and yeah, my money can buy less and less daily because the food prices are crazy. Yeah, so it's like I'm trying to so you guys are having the same issue? Because 'Cause I'm trying to just, like I said, like, let go and let God. Like, I do think it's about to start changing. I do. I think it's just not there yet, and we have it's gonna be some time, but things are not going to change really until basically June, till, like, the end of May, and I think at that point, things are gonna start changing, but it just continues. It's like all the momentums just keep going and keep going and keep going, and, part of that is the inflation, part of that is the price increases, part of that is, um yeah, just, I have some good momentums like my weight loss or my health improving, right? But there are some negative ones too. And it's that Jupiter and Taurus, like we cannot change directions. Like it will continue until the very end. And that's what we're seeing. It's continuing. It won't change. But I have hated this transit pretty much since the day it began. And I'm literally going nuts right now. Like, I feel like I am just clawing at the walls of this feeling of stagnation. Like, it's been so stagnant. And I can see it ending. I can see the end coming. I see it in sight, but it's just so difficult. It's hard not to be reminded about how bad everything is when you walk into a shop and see everything go up all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And so, yeah, I'm kind of trying to just like not deny it, but just not look at it. And I try not to really hard, but it's really hard when like my work is slower and slower and the price of everything gets higher and higher at the same time. It is terrifying. And I only have like a very slight hope that because of like my knowledge of the astrology, I have a slight hope that things are going to change towards the end of May, but they could technically get worse, but it also could get better. And I think what's not going to happen now is it's not going to get better. Yeah, totally. When I think too, like people in general are spending less on everything. And I think so many different industries are suffering because of it. And then the media just says the economy is booming, it's doing great. And it's like it's doing great for very rich people. It's not doing great for poor people or for working class or middle class. It's doing really badly for those groups of people. And it's very gaslighty and it's very dismissive and it's very like, and it's just awful to see that because it's like they're just trying to tell you that what you're experiencing isn't real and that's all they say. And it's like maybe it's not real for you unless if you lose your job, which could happen at any moment. And it's happening to more and more people. But I find like people who are obsessed with the economy booming, they will say the economy is still booming even if they lost their job. So there's like a delusion behind that. It's like a massive coping mechanism or something. I don't think people want to be honest about how bad things are. And I'm trying not to dwell on it. I'm trying not to think about war. I'm trying not to think about the cost of everything. I'm trying not to think about how awful the political leadership is in this country and globally. I'm trying not to think about it. But it's like I still notice it even when I try my best not to think about it because you still suffer under it no matter what. But I don't want to do politics. I don't want to. because it was not my passion. It was not what I liked. And so I won't. And I'm going to stick to it because I'm just hoping that other people will figure it out because I know what I need to focus on and I'm going to continue to focus on it. But it is difficult. And I know that there's probably going to be things that happen really soon that are going to be really chaotic this year. I can feel it. I think we all can. And April is really the last month of this fake stability or like things not changing. It's like the last month of this year where we can really like reflect and kind of sit and wait kind of feeling because things start to change a lot in May and things are going to start moving faster or feel like they're moving faster, especially as we get towards the end of May and into June. It's like things are going to pop off and there's going to be this big shift around June and things are going to be so different. It's going to be really extroverted rather than this very introverted era. People are going to be really extroverted and you're going to have to leave your house and you're going to have to do things and you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to talk to people and you're going to have to do all this stuff. And it's like, it's not bad. It's just going to be different. So I think for me, I see myself, really trying in a relationship or trying in these other aspects, trying with collaborations and talking with people and doing more on YouTube and stuff, which is more extroverted. And if things were to grow, then it would be intense. It could feel intense, right? And I feel like right now I can just make my schedule and do that. This is the right time to focus on the schedule and the messaging and these things in case it does take off, because then it can be overwhelming, Right now I'll get like 5 comments about soy, but what if I get like 500? It's like that can be really intense, so I have to prepare myself for that. And I hope that my body can handle it in this state of weight loss because I also feel this hormonal storm building around the same time. And I'm worried that I'm going to snap or something. I mean, I might not, but I worry about it because it's like, it's a little scary. Like, I don't know what's going to happen when things change. I think things will get better for me. I feel maybe I'm just trying to manifest it or I'm just hoping and praying. But, things are just going to change. They're going to get better or worse for people when Jupiter goes into Gemini. And I do think it is going to have a darker tinge. Like it's going to be a little bit more negative than positive. So it's tricky and it's going to be tricky because I feel like if I ever do start to do well, I have to just shut up about it. Like I'm going to have to be quiet because it will probably make people jealous or something. But with the weight loss stuff, I can't be silent about it. I have to keep talking about it. And that opens me up to hate and stuff. So I think about that stuff too. And I'm trying not to because I've been really trying to be in the moment. But it's like I have to think about like, how am I going to handle these things in terms of the activism? Yeah, I mean, honestly, Caleb, it's true. But I do believe in my heart that this year is the end of that. So I think in the end of the year, it will finally stop getting worse. This is probably the last year. And then it should start recovering next year and it should start getting better. And then it will probably get better than it's been in a very long time. So I really have hope. I'm not like hopeless, but it is still scary in the moment, you know, and we have to like try to stay strong in a scary time. I do think things are going to change for the better, but there's a lot of work to be done this year. And there's a lot of things that we have to do in our lives. And this year isn't like 2020. It's not just political, it's also personal. This is also a personal year. So there are things in our lives we have to do. It's not just about politics, it's about our life and about things that we've been hoping for or trying to do. It's like you have to kind of do it this year, or try to work towards it. It's like this YouTube thing. I've wanted to do this forever, but I never had the health. and the time and the just everything congealing, the confidence. It's like I didn't have the confidence to do it. Then I didn't have the health to do it. Now I have both. I can do it. No, I know, Caleb. I know. I'm trying not to think about it, you know? But I think the biggest thing is to not lose hope completely because it's not all like, it's not permanent. And I know it's been a hard few years. It's been a long time, but I do honestly believe that that eclipse that just happened is the end of the bad times and it's going to start to be better. But I just don't see it being drastically better until next year. And I think it will still be hard. Like it's a slow process. I just worry about it continuing to get worse. That's what scares me because it's so bad already. And so it's like if it just keeps getting worse this year, it makes me incredibly nervous. And I'm worried about like election time. I'm kind of worried because I really think it's going to be really crazy. So I'm trying to be cool, but I feel like I have to try my best to get certain things in order before that time because I think it's going to be really weird. So, yeah, because I just think a lot of crazy stuff is going to start happening by like in May. It's like it probably starts in May. You know, people have been saying, oh gosh, like the beginning of the year is crazy. And it's like, I don't think it's even started. Like, I don't think this is not even anything. This is like the boring time. So if you think about that, it's like, oh my God, because I think it's gonna pop off. Like, but I'm trying to just be like, okay, but it's not all bad. That's the thing. It is not all bad. It's good things popping off too. It's good things happening, bad things happening, but either way, it's a lot happening at the same time. Like if I were to do well on YouTube or if my channel were to take off, that would be an incredibly good thing. If I'm able to continue losing weight and I get out of obesity, for example, that would be an incredibly good thing in my life. Those would be two very good things. But if I were to get canceled or something on YouTube, that would be a bad thing. That would be a difficult thing. If I, struggle worse financially, that's a bad thing. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. We don't know right now. And it's the same in your guys' lives too. Like, you don't know what good and what bad is going to occur. All we do know and what we have to go off of is our efforts in the past because it's karma. So, what you've done over the past few years, you're going to reap what you've sown. And so there's good and bad. And I do feel like I am going to get canceled this year. I feel it. I feel it in my soul. I really think it's going to happen. I'm not trying to manifest it, but I do see it happening. And I know that I'm going to have to deal with it, you know. And I don't know. I hope I can, but when you do better, you get attacked. It's a part of it. So it's like, I don't know. And I do feel like I'm going to do better this year, obviously. But those are things too. It's like sometimes you fear success or you fear that kind of stuff. But I'm like, I don't want to fear success anymore. I don't want to fear these things anymore. Like, I just don't. I want to just do it, because it needs to be done and things need to happen. And it's just time. I just feel like it's time. So, but yeah, I hope that it's okay in the world. I mean, but that's what I do. I try not to think about it because I have too much on my plate and I can't think about it. That is good. That's very good, Caleb. I mean, there are blessings. It's not all bad. It is not all bad. And I get frustrated when people say that it's all bad because it isn't. There's good and bad. So we just have to sort through that basically. But anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to go. I didn't scoot, but But I'm gonna go. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. I don't know when I'll be back on this channel. As you guys know, I'm like majorly focused on my main. But oh, I did the scoot. Nice. But I gotta take a shower and stuff, which is just great. But I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.